Welcome, friends. It's Miss Gisa, and today I have a very special guest. We have author Raven Smith Hawes. Welcome, Raven.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here with us today. Raven is not only an author, but also a wife, a mother, an educator, and an entrepreneur. We're going to get into all of that right now. Raven, can you tell us what grades and subjects did you teach?
I taught creative writing for one very brief year.
Okay.
That was my very first year of teaching. And then I taught eighth grade pre-algebra for 2 years. For about 6 years, I taught high school mathematics, algebra, and geometry. And I've been in education for about 20 years.
That's a long time.
Yes.
And when did your love of math begin?
So at a very, very early age, I just remember having a love of learning. So I'm the youngest of four. And
Okay.
I remember my siblings coming home every day from school and playing, like we just played school. So they taught me everything that they learned. And that just having that time together, that fun time with my siblings, it made me develop a love for learning. And then I also remember I was like, I had to be like between 7, 8, 9. I used to go visit my dad for the summers, and we would just compete to complete math problems. And that started very young, and then it just carried on for the rest of my life. Like we still compete in everything.
So he also loved math.
Yes, my dad loves math.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah, we as children also loved playing school. That was such a thing to do, I think, when we were
Yes.
growing up, right?
Yes. And I actually played it with my daughter. Like that was our weekend. We played school. But um, unlike my siblings, they never let me be the teacher. I had my daughter be the teacher when we used to play. So
That's great. Now, did you do those math competitions with her too? Did you compete with numbers with her?
So we didn't compete. We
Okay.
didn't compete with math.
Okay.
We compete with everything else, but we didn't compete. But my challenge with her was having her to teach it to me.
Uh-huh.
Like whatever it was, I made her teach me. So that way I knew if she could teach it to me, she really understood it.
That's so true. So not only did you do math in your own classroom, but
Mhm.
you also developed workbooks and assessments for your teachers using math. So can you share with us how you transitioned from the classroom to consulting and creating your own materials?
Yes. So for the past about 10 years, my work has been more of a support role for teachers.
Mm,
I started being mathematics coach for a high school. Then I moved to the district level where I was the mathematics coach for several schools. I
okay.
then became the manager of instructional support for mathematics to now I'm the director of
Okay.
mathematics for a school district. And so all of those roles, they allowed me the opportunities to like visit different classrooms, observe math instruction, and speak to educators, right?
Mhm, mhm.
And so it was a constant concern between the instructional resources available to the students and the expectations of the state's assessments. So to fill that gap or to help with that concern, I just decided to create my own standards aligned instructional resources with problems that would truly prepare the students for what they were expected to show at the end of the school year. And then the consulting work came naturally just out of my love for supporting teachers and schools improve math understanding and achievement.
Wow. How long did it take you to create those math resources?
So I started with second grade and creating their workbook. It took about maybe 2 months to get that one just done. But now I was working from sun up to sundown. Like I didn't sleep much at all when I was creating this. Like
Yeah,
it was
2 months
like
is nothing.
well, it's something when you don't sleep. Like it was nonstop 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say that's quick. Wow.
Well, thank you. And then, well, of course, like vetting and like I just kept reaching out to friends and coworkers, having them look through them, work through them. And, we were constantly vetting. So like the vetting process took a bit longer, but writing the actual grades 2 through 5 workbooks took about 6 months. And then I went back because I was asked to do something for kindergarten and first grade. So I went back and created the kindergarten and first grade books. And so I think like the whole thing was maybe about a year.
Okay.
With the vetting and
That's
adding
fast, that many workbooks. So, as you know, many adults and children like just grumble whenever the topic of math is brought up. It's like, it just gets such a bad rap, right? What can parents do to encourage a growth mindset around math?
So I think it's important for kids to see that math is all around them, right? So parents can make numeracy a priority, just like we make literacy a priority.
Right.
So we know every parent asks their kids to say their alphabets, write their names, read the words that they notice throughout the day. Like we can do the same thing for mathematics. We can have them say their numbers, write their numbers. We can have them count things that they see throughout the day. When we go to the grocery store, we can have them actually weigh objects that they see, identify shapes that they see throughout the world. I think if we stop normalizing the idea that it's okay to say that I'm not good at math or I've always hated math, then kids wouldn't think it's okay to say that. Like no one think it's okay to say I'm not good at reading.
It's so true. Raven, it's so true. And I was just thinking when you were talking, like, you're right. We put so much emphasis on like, say the ABCs and so much emphasis on letters, but we aren't really infusing that math into every day.
Right.
And there are so many opportunities, like you said, to do that.
Yes. I'm sorry, you just made me think about like when my daughter was younger, like everything was math. And like my family and everybody else thought I was crazy, but I'm like, it's normal. Like if it's normal to have them identify the letter P whenever they see it, why can't I have her identify the number 6 when she sees it? Like we go to the store, she wants to buy something, I make her figure out which one is the better buy.
That's so
and
great.
so we just made everything about math.
Yeah. And as you get older, you can make it more,
right.
In the beginning, you can be identifying shapes and
right.
just counting, right? But as they get
Right.
older, comparing the prices,
right.
paying for it with money.
Yes. And telling me how much change you should get back before they give you your change back.
I love it. Oh gosh, I love that. So you've written a children's book. And what inspired you to write Anaya's First Day of School?
So Anaya's First Day of School is my way of trying to spark that love of mathematics in children from infancy. While reading the stories, kids will engage in numeracy skills without really knowing that they're learning mathematics. It's my way of having kids and parents bond over a story.
I love that you infused the two, because so many kids, when they're in preschool, which is what I teach, they get so nervous before the first day of school, whether that's the first day of preschool or the first day of kindergarten or the first day of first grade. Like I always remember having those butterflies. And so I love that you wrote a book about it. And then you infused math throughout the whole book in a really natural way. And it's great for kids. And I think it's also great for parents because it can spark, it like models for parents how you can infuse math into every day, into getting dressed, right?
Yes.
Into eating breakfast.
I wanted to write a story that would be relatable. I know kids get nervous about different things, and I know they don't know how to express that emotion. So instead of Anaya coming out in the story saying that she's nervous or anxious, I just made it relatable. Like kids just ask questions. So in the story, instead of Naya just coming out saying that, she's actually acting. She's showing the nervousness by the things she's saying and the questions she's asking and things like that. And I wanted to just, as you said, I just wanted to show that we can have a great story and infuse math throughout it. Because I do believe that literacy and numeracy goes together.
What was the most fun or your favorite part of writing this story?
Okay, so I guess I one have to say, well, let me show the book.
Yeah, let's see it. Oh, I love the illustrations and
Thank
just
you.
and the characters' faces, you know, like they're so just, you can really see their emotion and she just looks so happy and excited. And I think it just sets the tone for the whole story.
So thank you. My illustrator was very great.
Yeah.
He was very patient with me. So one, Anaya's first day of school, Anaya is my daughter. And so I sent him pictures of my daughter because I wanted her to resemble my child.
Yes.
Because the
Love
story
that.
was about her. So the best part of writing this book was actually collaborating with my daughter. Every time I wrote a portion of the book, I had to get approval from her, right? And she was very open. I like the fact that she's one of the people who will tell me the truth no matter what.
Okay.
When my jokes are corny, she's gonna tell me, "Mama, take that out. That's not funny." And so, like, that was the best part for me. Just having, like, just collaborating with my daughter. Honestly, it was just fun times for us to write this together.
That's great. Did she help you with ideas or was she more of the editor?
She was more of like the editor.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, she was more
That's
of the
so great.
editor.
That's so great. And then what was the most challenging piece of writing and publishing a book?
For me, it was minimizing. So I wanted to put a lot in this book, but of course it's a children's book, so I had to be careful with not making it super long or super wordy or
Right.
making the math too much where it's not really approachable, where it's not fun anymore. Like that part was extremely hard for me. So like trying to take out pieces and make it shorter, make it fit a children's book, that was the most challenging part for me because
Okay.
I have so much I wanted to put in there.
Yes, yes, and children's books have to be short, right?
Right.
So, well, along with that, since you have so much that you want to add in there, will there be future books?
So yes, this
Okay,
is actually book one of a 4-book series.
okay,
And so I've already written the other 3 books. I just haven't illustrated or published them yet, haven't
okay,
illustrated or published yet. So the idea is that the series of books will trail Anaya throughout her first year of big girl school.
love it.
So her the second book is Anaya's first field trip,
Okay,
then Anaya's first sleepover, and then Anaya's first spring break. And so it's taking us through the school year with Anaya, but it's also every season, just trying to, incorporate a lot of different things in the stories.
that's
So
great.
yeah, it's one of 4.
Okay, and the math is in each of them.
Yes, and the math progresses
I was wondering
with
that. That was
each
my
book.
next
Yes.
question. Okay.
So with all 4 books, you'll have math from grades kindergarten to 2nd grade.
As each book comes out, the math gets a little bit more challenging.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay, because you're following through the school year, right? Which
exactly,
I love that.
exactly.
Such a great idea.
Thank
So
you.
tell us, where can families buy your books? And also, if they want to buy the the math workbooks that you've developed, where can they find those?
Okay, so the children's book, Anaya's First Day of School, it's available everywhere that you can buy a book.
Great.
It's on Amazon, it's at Barnes and Nobles, Books a Million.
Okay.
It's even online at places like Walmart and Target.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yes.
great. Great.
You can also purchase from my website, and that's where you can check out the workbooks and assessments and consulting and everything else I do. And if you order the book from my website, when you get it, it will be autographed, and it comes with a bookmark.
That's adorable. I love that.
So my website is mkmathsolutions.org.
Perfect, Raven. I'm going to be sure to include it in the show notes below the
Okay.
video so that everyone can have it if they didn't get it down quickly.
Okay.
And you also have YouTube channel. Tell us about that.
So it's fairly new.
Okay.
At the moment, there's only a virtual reading of Anaya's first day of school read by me.
Okay.
I do plan to add short videos of me teaching or explaining mathematics concepts from kindergarten through grade 5. The
Beautiful.
channel is just my first and last name, Raven Hawes, Hawes.
Wonderful. I'll also include that in the show notes along with all the ways people can contact you if they want to buy a book or ask questions.
Yes.
Great. Well, we hope to have you on again in the future. And you can also, like Raven said, you can listen to her read aloud on her YouTube channel. And she has given me the honor to also be able to read her story. So you can check that out today as well. And Raven, we wish you all the best of luck on your next 3 books.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so very much.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Bye, everyone. See you again soon.